cellaring is a very important part of wine collection, and that is because wine gets better with time in a bottle. Now, not all wines can you age. It's based on a lot of factors of sugar, acidity, and things like that. But typically, great Israeli wines, like you can just throw out there the Castels and the Flams and the Katzrins of Israel, the great wines, they're good. And this is more of a recent development in Israel because the technology and the demand for great wine, like I know that Adam mentioned that in the show that you did, the technology is growing, the consumer demand, the consumer is demanding a greater product. And the kosher wine industry has grown with that and developed, and they're producing wines that are cellarable, meaning that if you buy a bottle now, it's okay. But certain wines, after you put them away for a few years, they will intensely become greater. They'll peak at a certain point, and then they'll move downwards. So a lot of times people want to invest in a bottle of wine when their child is born and open it at their bar mitzvah, at their wedding. It's a lot more accessible now. Simply put, great wines increase in price every year by about 10, 15, or even more %. If a person loves a wine, they want to grab it now because if they want to enjoy it in a few years from now when it's even better, the price will grow exponentially, and as soon as the new harvest comes out and the new bottle comes out, the new bottle assumes the previous price and the harvest from the previous year shoots up. When there's situations where there's less wine available because they've either been exported or because there's tough weather, or we have Shemitah every 7 years, where that causes a disruption for about 3 years. People are hoarding before then. There's nothing available. Yeah, because they know next year, whatever is coming out, a lot of people don't drink the Shemitah wine. So a lot less is produced. A lot of wineries go through different halachic aspects of how to produce it and what to do in the meantime. But I'm not going to get into that. The definite advantage is the level of quality that you can have. If you now it's 2025. If you want to have the classic Israeli wine, Yarden, Yarden Cabernet Sauvignon, 2018 was a great year for them. If you in 2018, if you would have picked up a few cases, you can keep enjoying it now. But if you go to a store in Israel, they won't have any, even though they have other wines from 2018. It's just because it all got scooped up. People, like I said, there's definite hoarding going on. The winery is very particular who they sell to because they don't want that happening. Because that they like to control the supply in the market. So it's hard.